Welcome to SEO Conspiracy.com. Today, I have a very special guest, and we will take you from old school SEO to SEO for 2020. She's an OG. She started SEO in like 1921. She's French. She's beautiful. She's a very good friend. Please welcome Lydia. Bonjour, Lydia.
Bonjour, Laurent. Thank you for your warm welcoming to the SEO Conspiracy. I'm very glad to be there.
Well, thank you for coming. It's most definitely very weird to speak in English together.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other for a long time and never spoke in English. But of course, the French are the only. No, you have two countries in the world that don't speak English. France, because they're French, and Japan, because they want the rest of the world to speak Japan. But
It's true. It's true.
And even people working on the web, like web professionals, SEOs, French SEOs, who don't even understand English. Like, I'm not even talking about speaking and being fluent, but not even. So that's something I never understood. But anyways, I wanted to talk with you about this evolution because you are the best example I know of someone with adaptability skills. You started like the early days of SEO. You started even before me. You've known the agency world, the in-house. You've done it all. And you made the transition to content marketing. You were at the right time, at the right place, all the time. So I want to pick your brain and try to understand and give value to our listeners to see how you can adapt because even I'm going to make a bold claim, but in my opinion, today, pretty much 99% of the knowledge about SEO is outdated. It's still focused on optimizing text for web pages that will rank on Google computer version or the mobile version of the computer version of Google. If you follow me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
So yes, first let's go back in time when you started SEO in 1921. Or, I don't know.
Wow.
We can't say the age of a lady. So
I'm getting older. Yes, when I started, we were very focused on keywords, and that's all. I think because it was really easy to rank at that time. There is less competition than today. So we were only focused on a big list of keywords. We were counting all the keywords we want to rank on, and sometimes even keywords that were not related to our business, just to get traffic and to rank because it was easy. You know, we were like people discovering gold. And I was very, from my point of view, I was very sensitive about the fact that people were searching with keywords. I kept in mind that it was an expression of a content, of a user intent.
Even back then, you already had that view of trying to respect the user, because most of us took the easy way out, meaning we would just feed content for the search engine and Google in particular. So you tell me that even back then you already respected the humans. You already thought about the real people behind the screen.
I was trying to understand the psychology things, but I was like other SEOs looking for a list of keywords and how we can rank with a website. This is my particularity, and that's why I moved to content marketing. I kept in mind that there was user behind the keywords. But at the beginning, it was keywords and the website, and today is completely over from my point of view.
If I summarize the situation before, we can say that SEO was free. Now it's most definitely not free. And you're right. It was not just keywords. It was huge keywords, like
Big list.
major high volume, what we call like highly competitive. We could rank easily on those top keywords. Today, it's still possible, but the ROI is the efforts you need, because the difference I always explain between PPC and SEO is PPC, you buy real estate. Well, SEO, you buy the right to try to be relevant. So it's a little bit tricky because it's not guaranteed. It's not like a click you buy on advertising, and you have to prove yourself. But back then it was 100% Google. It was free or almost free, but very cheap. So you had Google, keyword, web page, CTR, and money. That was the funnel. Simple. And then things changed a lot. When did you make the switch to content marketing?
Wow, maybe I think I was always in content marketing because from my point of view, I really wanted to fit custom intent, but I really moved like 6-7 years ago.
Listening?
Because
Yeah, that was early.
yes, because I was also in the SEO industry with a large thinking about the customer's journey. I was in the SEO, but talking to my client, they were using several channels to be more visible on the website, on internet, sorry. So considering the other channel, it was for me crucial to be sure that the SEO strategy follow the global strategy. And if it's not the case, the SEO strategy could give insight to the other channel to be more reliable to the customer intent.
Note what she said. Hold that thought. She said internet and not web. That's a very important detail. Because yes, search today is outside of the www, outside of the web. It's all around. To stay, before we go to content marketing, back then and I gave you my my list, my different, my difference between SEO 2010 and SEO 2020. In my opinion, the big breakthrough or the big change was actually when you made that transition for after the Google Zoo, after Panda Penguin. It seems like everything changed, but still today, especially for e-commerce, I don't understand. We are in the end of 2020, 2021. You will see this video in 2021, and we are still into buy or F off, okay?
Yeah.
There's no, the engagement all throughout the information funnel, and I like to call it the information funnel instead of conversion funnel, because I see very rarely creative level of engagements all along that information funnel. It's still, people pretend. Okay, let's take the travel industry. You will have guides, travel guides, and all so on. It's still, I give you information, but buy, or maybe like subscribe to my newsletter, and that's it. There's no, it's not very subtle, not very. Even if you have that funnel in mind, it seems like we are failing as professionals, because maybe it will come. Maybe it was too early. Maybe traffic from Google and being on the first page on the computer version of Google is still enough for some people. But I can't believe that today people still ignore a device called the mobile phone. And when I say people, I say SEOs, okay? Meaning too many SEOs still work like it's 2010.
Yeah. They are focusing on the desktop version. And I think today that if you observe the user, people they are using their mobile in their private sphere, in their professional one, they buy everything. I think before it was like unexpectable that people will buy something very expensive on the mobile. Today, there is a lot of security, and it's more easy. Even it's more easy with the fingers to click on the mobile rather than being on a computer with the keyboard.
Exactly.
It's more natural.
I'm on some markets, especially in Southeast Asia. It's not mobile first. It's mobile only.
Only. Yes.
There's no desktop. And I had to forget everything I knew. I just looked at the device and I was like, okay, let's figure out how to be visible inside this device, forgetting everything I knew, starting from scratch. Because if you compare, I mean, it's gone. It's gone. It will never come back to before. I can guarantee that. I'm not a visionary. I don't know the future, but we'll never go back to the what we knew, what we enjoyed 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago. So the number one skill that I would attribute to you is this adaptability skill. How is it natural? Did it come? Did you work on that skill, or were you just born with this?
I think I was born ready. No, but I was, I studied anthropology and psychology in London, so in the UK. So for me, communication and marketing on one side and people behavior on the other sides are complementary. So it was natural for me to move on that and to consider the web user and the end user as the core of the strategy. So I moved naturally because today in the SEO industry, before when I started, there were a lot of technical guys, webmaster. They didn't even care about content, about stuff like that. They were only putting keywords on website, on URL, on meta tags, and that's all. They didn't care about the content. They didn't care about marketing, communication, and so on. And as I come from the marketing area, it was for me impossible to separate the two of this.
Yeah, we have that in common. But I think I spammed a lot more than you did. But it was obvious for me to even at the beginning, even when I first started with AdSense or affiliate links and all that stuff, I already had in mind the conversion and how to not just send traffic, but then also set up a funnel to convert. But today, even the entire customer journey is blown up all over the place. So let's move on to first. Let me share that list with everyone, and then we'll move on to what you are doing today to be visible in this context of the name of the game. We didn't invent anything, but how were they doing it before? You would buy an ad on TV, you would buy display on the street, magazines, you would do some PR, you would do all that stuff. You need to be in front of as many eyeballs and into the ears of anybody. But that's not very well targeted. Now, with the tools we have, you can find who you want to talk to. It's much easier. However, it does still require a little bit of work to first define who you are, how you want to define your brand, and then to find the people who are on the same frequency than you. You do have to do a lot of content creation, distribution, and promotion, all that good stuff. But yeah, the old school list, SEO 2010, we were talking about keywords. Today, we are talking about entities, topics, clusters, silos, ideas, concept, whatever you want to call it. Before, we were talking about search volume, Today we are talking about being relevant, about user intent, all that good stuff. Before it was keyword research. Today is audience segmentation. And the last one, which is usually the ones that SEOs don't understand. Before we used to talk about backlinks, and today I talk about engagement.
Exactly.
So now, explain to me, how do you, what's the overall strategy to be visible all around that 360 degrees on whatever the device? My goal is, I don't know what's your goal, but my goal is, if someone is interested in my topic, I make it impossible for them to open the internet and not see me passing by at multiple times, whatever the device, whatever the content format, whenever. I don't, if you are not interested in my topic, you won't see me. But you can't open the internet and not see me today.
Yes, I share the same things. I think that today we need to be where people are, even with the SEO in the SEO strategy, and through the content, you are able to catch the customer in different stage of his customer journey. I mean, a content on a product page is not the same content on a informational page. So from my point of view, we have to consider the overall behavior. And thanks to the mobile use today, when you're on a mobile, you have application, you have Instagram, you have Twitter. It's easy to switch from an application to another one. So the thing is to be visible on all of them to get the right repetition frequency. We said it's better to be sure that the user will convert. I don't want to mean that it's not possible today just to have a backlink strategy and to get one conversion in a day, sometime here and sometime not. It's what I'm calling the Tinder effect.
Yes.
The Tinder effect is that things, okay, you swipe on the right and then, okay, it's a good match. And after that, that's all.
Love it.
From my point of view, we need to go more. We need to go deeper to get the user to get advocacy to make sure that he will come back, and not only one effect, one Tinder effect, and that's all. It costs a lot. In fact, it costs a lot. And in the SEO strategy, our content marketing strategy, it's a long-going process.
Yes, it's long term. And I found the biggest flaw I found on those content marketing strategies are people don't separate what they do for branding and what they do for selling. It's a very different game if you want to build a brand or if you just want to sell door to door. What we used to do is, okay, you find one customer, you sell something, then you find another one, you sell something, another one. That's door to door sales applied to the internet. Well, if you want to build a brand, if you want people to come directly to your website, if you want to engrave the brand into people's brains, it will require some efforts that are different than the door-to-door sales. What's your point on this confusion between whatever is useful for branding and selling?
Yes, for branding, what I've noticed is that clients invest on PR, on what we called brand content. Like they create something new to talk with their customer without telling who is the brand behind. But in that kind of strategy, you have to pay. You have to deal a brand content strategy with the media. And I think in the content marketing, it's another way to talk to the customer. It's really to identify what they want us as a brand to talk. It's their needs. It's not like creating something new. It's just to analyze what people are looking for and what kind of content I can create that will answer customer needs, even they didn't have any idea of their needs. I
Wow.
don't know if it's sure, but it's like beyond intent. It's like unconscious things, but we need in that kind of strategy in content marketing. It's not like only make a deal with a media and say, okay, I will have 3 pages on the huge website. I get visibility and brand. No, for me, it's better to make display. It's better to invest on display. You will have all the KPI. You will have your return on investment in that kind of things. But on internet, being relevant in a subject is through the content you will product. And for me, it's less is more. I'm not talking about volume of content. I don't want to be like we were before, searching with a list of keywords, and then and now we will have a list of content.
Yeah.
I think less is more.
Yeah, being relevant, user intent today instead of search volume today is relevancy. What you said is very important because very few people are able to understand what they are selling really, like beyond the product or beyond the service. The example I give usually is I have a dentist, like facette dentaire, to put like to whiten your teeth. I don't know what it's called in English. So in the 16th arrondissement in Paris, so a little bit like a luxury dentist. And what is he selling? He's not selling the whitening process. He's selling a new smile.
Exactly. That's a very interesting thing what you said, because when I started in 2001, a marketing director told me that, okay, we are not selling cars, we are selling automobile. And I said, no, nobody search for automobile. People are searching for car. And today we have to talk about automobile as well. But maybe not on a product landing page, maybe on a special and dedicated content through that semantic cluster.
Oh, let's...
You know what I mean? It's the same things, like you said that it's facet and is selling a new smile. But for people behind the keyword facet, there is, I want a new smile.
Of course, but they don't tell you. They don't explain.
They don't explain. They don't express their need like that. Today, through the content marketing strategy, we are not like answering directly what people are looking for. We are looking behind the what they want. We are not we are telling them what they want to hear, or to read, even if they didn't write it.
Yes, yes and double yes. The main issue I have, and I know you have the same struggle, is it's not. It's moving very slowly. Like people are not doing it. At least in France, English, USA, England, and they are moving fast. It's been at least 5 or 7 years that they don't do SEO anymore. SEO is just a layer within the content marketing process. They do PPC.
No, today. Also today.
Yeah.
Also today. I mean, for them, SEO is the basic things. It's mandatory. Sorry to interrupt.
No. You didn't interrupt. I was just thinking that I read a tweet yesterday that says SEO is back. I was like, what? Where did he go?
It was dead. I thought it was dead.
Maybe it will come. Maybe you were a little bit... business is all about being at the right place at the right time. And you had the patience to wait until you were proven right. You know you were right. And for all these years, you had to swallow your pride, and you know that you are right. But the problem is, if the client or the partner is not invested, if that you can tell 10,000 times the truth to someone, if that truth doesn't come from that person, if it doesn't come from them, it's very difficult to get through. And even I have some tricks, some homework that I make them do to just make them understand and make them have the good idea instead of me telling them. So it's just some little tricks, consulting tricks to get them to get the right idea. But even when they understand that it's the way to do, I'm still baffled to observe that people know that they have to do it, but still they don't do it. They wait and wait and wait. And some clients, it's been years. They even some invested. They bought they invested in a video studio, a green screen, all that good stuff, and they are not producing. They are not doing it. To focus still on text in 2020 is insane. It's multimedia. If you don't do video, audio, images, and text.
Exactly. And before the SEO is coming after all production, after all, we were just coming. Yes, we were just coming to optimize that stuff. Mm-hmm. Today, I think we are able as SEO, regarding all the data we have on the intent, we can also be more creative to create content that fit customer needs through video, through a Twitter strategy. Even if we build a partnership with influencer, I know that influencer is like the backlink strategy in the media part. That's the same thing. We are measuring the reach and also the sales. And on the SEO part, we are, especially in France, very struggled with backlink. And why? Because it works.
Yeah.
We have to admit that.
Yes.
We have to admit that.
Well,
I don't know if you share the same things, but we have to admit that today, some SEO companies said we are net linking company. Well, we are even no more SEO company. We are a linking company.
Well, you know my strategy, which is about semantic SEO, and it's about internal links. So a link is a link, and then even my strategy is about linking. It's a little bit more than that, but at the core, it's also about links. To simplify the explanation, I always tell people, let's put aside the technical SEO. If today, people are going crazy about those web core vitals things, yo guys, it's been August 2009, caffeine came out. Google back then was like, hey, you got to be fast. You got to be stop fucking around. You have to. We upgraded our infrastructure, so now you. So it's been 11 years that Google is expecting you to do the job of presenting a website that's fast, accessible, and all that good stuff. So let's put it aside. If today you are not able to build a good website, well, go back to work. We have nothing to talk about.
Go back to social.
If you don't understand that it's a matter of milliseconds, loading and whatever. So let's put technical SEO aside. If your website is optimized, then you have only two levers to pull to achieve ranking. One, you have the page, so the on page. That's, in my opinion, okay, let's put like 10% the power of technical SEO. Let's put maybe 30% the on page, and then that leaves 60% power of links, internal links and backlinks, which is huge. You rank with links, nothing else.
Yeah.
But
links and I will add also the context. The context.
Yes, but that's today. That's today.
Yeah, today.
Before that's a little bit if I have to claim some impact on the industry, at least in France, is I help go to the move from just keyword, repeat 200 times the keyword, fill out all the anchor text of your backlinks with the keyword, and it will work. To saying, hey, let's play the game of the mystery word. Please make me guess what you want to talk about, the topic, but you can't say those words. Yes. So the mystery word game is what I had before we had all those wonderful semantic SEO tools that we have today. I taught people with that simple game of the mystery word, and you just remove. You take like the first 4 or 5 sentences of your content and remove those goddamn keywords. Can you still understand what it's about or not?
That's the things. Yeah, it's we used to say, when I started, we used to say that Google is blind. You have to use the right keywords to make understandable your content for it and for the user. Today is the same things without using the keywords. I think if I describe you a mobile without using the word mobile, how will I describe it? Exactly. I will say what is the objective, how it's built, etc., etc. So it's the same definition, in fact, but with more intelligence. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's stay in the mobile, because you work today in a startup. You left the agency world, and you are back in the mobile. What was the name of the app again?
UBphone.
UBphone. Is it international or just
French?
Just French. And it's very interesting what you're doing, because you say that the standard phone line is gone. I mean, nobody is using the fixed phone. It's all about mobile phone. So what do you do with that phone number?
What I do with that phone number, I think with the phone number, you are in the customer life. I mean, I never get SMS from brands I like, and I would love that information before. As a customer, I'm talking as a customer. I think it's nice, because I am not spammed, but it could be a strategy to deploy with the emailing part. I mean, if I enter in a customer, if I enter in a funnel as a customer, I will accept SMS to remind me some good promotion or sales. And today is not really used at all in France.
We talked about this before, and we said that the text messages is most definitely today one of the most undervalued attention space, because yes, people push promotions and new products, but if you storytell, if you're able to it's more than 95% opening rate on text messages. It blows away anything else, but everybody is doing it wrong. So the question I'm asking is, first of all, it's not that difficult to, I guess it's a mindset. It's easy for us because we've been doing this for so long to see things differently and to observe customer behavior and see, okay, this is undervalued. This is undervalued attention. And what you're doing is digitalizing the standard phone line and being able to, you get in, again, you have, it's amazing how you're always at the right place at the right time. And I definitely think that you're right to go all in on mobile, and especially in that small vertical that you're doing, where it's something that is not even... I don't think I picked up my standard. I don't think there's even like a phone connected in my house with the standard phone line. They maybe people call, but we don't. I don't even.
You don't have a fix.
I do, but they are on silent, so I don't even know if people call.
Like 99% of people at home, in fact.
So that's undervalued attention because there's a phone line there. Do you put it online, and then also in your whole process, you pay a lot of attention to where it's undervalued. That's the key. That's where it all comes in. Doing Google Ads today, you don't need Lydia. you need Lydia to tell you, okay, TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok.
Oh my God.
Because
you can't do backlink from TikTok. We have to say it now.
But 1.2 billion active users in 2021 on TikTok. They're all pipelines. I don't have any emotions. I like or don't like Facebook or don't like or don't. It doesn't matter. People are on TikTok. What do I do for TikTok? Am I good enough? It's not that TikTok is not made for SEOs or whatever it is. Am I good enough to be able to use TikTok as a platform that I can leverage? I don't know about you, but I wait usually a year and a half before investing into a platform. You can't be everywhere. So I need to invest, and I give the platform a year and a half to see if it's there to stay or not. And then, I don't have any emotions. I'm like, okay, short, vertical videos, 60 seconds. Let's go. Let's do. And I shoot 365 of them and then see what happens.
The good spirit is to test, in fact, because on TikTok you have a different audience. Maybe it doesn't suit to your business. I mean, in the B2B area, I think it's not important to be on TikTok.
You never know. That's the thing.
That's why I say you have to test before having a conviction. I am on TikTok. I'm older than most of people I'm following on TikTok, but I saw a lot of things happening there.
Of course.
It's like a part of life, of real life. People are in the emotional, 100% is emotional on Twitter. So it's interesting.
Twitter is also an interesting one because it's from our point of view of those power users, nerds, you see Twitter as a getaway and you are investing a lot of it, but the general public, regular people are not on Twitter. So to conclude this podcast, the lesson we have to give people is you don't need to be visionary. You don't need to see 10 years in advance the future, if we will have a chip in our brain and we will be like Matrix, we'll be like streaming 24/7. It doesn't matter. But you need to be able to look around you and see what others don't see a little bit. That I take a lot of photos, and that's what a photographer does. Is I can walk in the street with you and you're just looking at a random street and I'm seeing shapes, I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing composition and light and so on. And I believe that's the game today. You have to lift up your head, look around and analyze. Of course, if you have a background like you, it's easier, but with a little bit of training, I believe everybody can at least achieve one certain level of awareness about what's going on, because everybody sees what's happening and everybody sees that and they are all day, all night on the mobile, but they don't get into the device, That's
it's a shift. It's a shift to get here.
Adaptability is the word of the day.
Adaptability.
Well, Lydia, do you have one more thing to add? I know you have to go to a meeting.
No, thank you. It was very interesting. I'm getting older now. Thinking about my first start in the SEO industry. I keep the spirit. I mean, I will never be another thing that SEO buff.
Yeah.
Because it's a real spirit. It's like today we talk a lot about growth hacking. And it's a kind of growth hacking, but with a lot of intelligence inside. A lot of I mean, when I say growth hacking, it's about creativity, being creative, not like being spammy, not talking about that, but it's a spirit to get.
You're right. 80% is a mindset. Then the solutions, the whole mechanics of it all is simple. It's not that complicated. But yeah, if it starts with a change in DNA, you really need to change the 180 degrees on how you do things and wake up, guys. It's even Google SERP as video, text, image, audio. Okay, if you still do Google SEO, you need to do multimedia. But again, if you want to get to be visible on the mobile, you need to go outside of Google and outside of the traditional SEO scope.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much, my dear Lydia.
Merci beaucoup, Laurent.
À bientôt. Au revoir.
Bye.